AI, artificial and technology.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence is something that we've talked about a lot on our platform, and because I remember like in New York, there's a lot of tolls.
Yes.
And I remember when those were jobs, people, you would give them $5 and they give you $4 back or whatever, and they break the change for you, and that's what they stood in the booth all day, summertime, winter, and they got paid $15 an hour, whatever they got paid, and that was a job for a lot of people. And everything is through cameras now, and they take pictures and they send you either Easy Pass or they send you a bill in the mail. And now we see with Amazon Go stores where there's no cashiers and you just walk out the store. It's just So Andrew Yang spoke about this. He got a lot of publicity for it when he said that it's going to be an economic tidal wave. I believe he said an economic tidal wave that's going to unproportionately hit the Black and brown communities because unfortunately these are the people that have most of the lower paying jobs and manual jobs, right? What are your thoughts on artificial technology? How do we get on the right? Because I look at it like it's not going anywhere.
Right. True.
It's only going to be, so it's like we can complain about it's taking up jobs, or we can try to get on a different side of this thing. But it's a real situation, and it's going to only more and more jobs, I think, are just going to be lost because it's just more efficient from a business standpoint. So what's your thoughts on that?
I'll say it this way. That's where, when your first question dealing with capitalism, now we are back at it now on the negative end. Because if you're willing to hire a robot versus a man who has been doing this for 20 years, probably went to school for it, or if it's just a warehouse job, he's a good worker. He comes in on time, young brother, he's like 25 years old, he got 2 children. He works hard. That's what he does. You'd rather not do that because of the higher liability, et cetera. He may get injured, sue you, whatever. All right, I put a robot there. Business-wise, sounds very sound. I mean, a robot gets, beat up, whatever, it don't matter. It's a robot. I buy another one, whatever, or I have insurance on it. Sounds amazing. Here's the problem. How many robots, how many jobs, first of all, do you think it will take for the system to understand that eventually it's going to hit you, the rich, the people making all the money? Because after a certain point, you can't have robots for everything. This is where these futuristic movies come into play when it comes to all the way from Terminator, all the way over to iRobot. I know I'm dropping a lot of names. All these different things where people have to understand the moment you start making technology and you give it artificial intelligence, you're now delving into the area of God after a certain point, like giving robots citizenship.
In Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Now she got her driver's license. Now it's like, okay, well, hold on. See, what you doing?
She has a driver's license? That's crazy.
It's like, what the hell are you doing here? What are you doing? There is a limit here. We have to maintain our humanity. Money cannot be your God. That's why some people, they say they believe in God, but people, when it comes to money, some of them believe in God, gold, oil, and drugs. God. Yeah. Not actual, the supreme being, etc. You have to look at your humanity here. Is that much money worth it? Well, I gotta be a billionaire, a trillionaire, and all that, but at the expense of people who actually live their lives. This is where that evil and wicked type of mentality goes. So we have to be very mindful here. You can still employ people, have your robots, etc. But if you want to have robot technology, okay, good. Help them go clean up the neighborhoods. Send robots to go help the people who are homeless, people who are medically handicapped, etc. There are many different areas that we need it, but y'all gonna send it to the jobs to take it away from the people who are actually working hard to take care of their family. So I'm not interested in the way they're doing it. The issue is that they're going to keep doing it as long as the people allow it, and also as long as the people keep putting their hands out for these jobs rather than doing for self, rather than pooling your resources with your own community, your own people, and setting up your own companies, your own jobs to where you will survive. Because this whole economic situation, bro, Blacks and Mexicans for the majority, we are the warehouse workers. We are the bus boys. We are the ones who work for these cab companies. We are the ones who work being waiters and waitresses and all this kind of stuff. All of these jobs, bro, the people who do Subway, all this stuff, we are the workers for that. So pretty much all of those they can replace with robotics. And they have looked at that. That's why he was saying that. Yeah. He was like, I think he said about a year, what was it? Did he say 2050 or 2032? One of those two, he said a large chunk of the jobs are going to be replaced by robots. Yeah. Because they're projecting it because they're planning it. And it's very sound. So again, we got to get back to us building our own things and doing for self, because the corporatocracy, this corporate government and system, they are going to do what they want to do. But if they don't have our cooperation and our involvement, then it won't affect us. We got to pull out of this system, bro, and establish our own. That's really the only way we're going to survive this, to be honest with you.
That's crazy that you said that. I actually really wrote that down, the gold, oil, and drugs. Because that's a conversation Shadi and I, we always have. And I'm like, yo, you can't serve two masters. So like that used to be like my brother, he's actually a pastor now, but we used to have this conversation like you can't serve two masters. You're going to love one and hate the other. That would lead to like a 3-hour conversation about money. Yeah, exactly.
Before we go there, be interested in technology. Let me not, that's what I forgot to say. Be invested in it, learn it, understand how it works, and then also use it for us as a people. We need to have technology when it comes to virtually everything. We just don't need to overwhelmingly use it to where we say, okay, good, I'm gonna use all this technology and not give the way for my brothers and sisters to make their own money and to have a livelihood. No, let's use it to help us to maintain a livelihood and to build a livelihood. That's what we have to do. So we have to use it for the progressive way rather than it, being a heavy, wicked, capitalistic way of I'm gonna just make all this and I don't give a damn if you eat or you eat. It's all about me.
So speaking of technology, Kingdom Pay.
Yes, sir.
Can we talk about Kingdom Pay?
Yes, sir. Kingdom Pay, partially owned Brandon T. Jackson, another brother, myself. It is the Black-owned version of Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, etc. People's like, finally. Is it legit? Yes, it's legit. We have some of the top people in the top companies, people who have been trained in these companies, been doing this for a long time. Very powerful. It almost seemed impossible, when I was approached with that idea. And when they brought it to me, they said, brother, this is what we're doing. This is what it is. Everything's set up. And I was like, finally, because this is what it means to do for self. We need to be able to have a way to transfer and send and receive our own money. Because if we start getting our own money, cool. But if we're still transferring and using their systems with which to move it, then they still have our control. Or we're still under their control. So we have to have a way to move around our own money. So Kingdom Pay, that's what it is. And it's because Kingdom pays. It's not about your religious group. It's about, do you believe in God, the kingdom? The king dome, the king that sits on the dome of your mind, whatever you call God, him, it, her, whatever. Do you just believe that there's a supreme being? Boom. That's all that matters. We're not about all that nonsense. Because again, when it comes to money, the color lines shouldn't matter. But when it comes to the control of your money, everyone should have their ability to control their own.
So Kingdom Pay is through an app and a website?
Oh yeah, through an app.
It's out right now?
It is about to launch. It's a soft launch right now. We're talking about it. It is. Go download it. Definitely, and it is free to download. Same thing as Cash App, PayPal, all of that. And it does all of the same things. And you also are able to invest in Bitcoin. You're able to have your digital wallet, all the same stuff that you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's legit. Y'all definitely got to check it out, man.
Yeah, when it drops, let us know. When it officially drops, let us know. We could,
definitely.
I'll make that announcement
for sure.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.